Hi, today I experimented with making pavlovas, but guess what? Not with any egg whites. I started with aquafaba, which is the juice or the water liquid left over from garbanzo beans. And so I started whipping it up, and after 5 minutes of whipping, you get a pretty full amount. I used 2 cans of aquafaba, and in it I added some vanilla extract, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, and 1 1/3 cups of sugar, a little at a time as I kept beating it. And you would see that it'll start to form. Right now it's at a soft peak stage, but it's going to start forming stiff peaks by the end of your beating. I should have probably taken a bigger bowl, but it still worked out. This is 2 cans of aquafaba, and as you can see, I'm adding the sugar a little at a time and still keep beating. I was very skeptical about this because I had read it on the internet, but I didn't think it would work or that it would taste horrible. But actually, I fed it to my family without telling them what it was, and none of them could figure out that it was not regular meringues. So it's a pretty big win, and you're not using any eggs at all, no egg whites at all for this recipe. So as you can see, it's getting super thick and frothy and velvety, creamy as I'm adding in the sugar. Just a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and that was about it. Keep whipping. I also added 1 tablespoon or even a teaspoon, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice because I was using 2 cans of the water. So about 2 cups of water, so about 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. So if you were using just 1 can, I'd half the recipe. But these turned out really delicious. I would highly recommend that you try them. See how easy it is, and look at how thick those, it's leaving those lines that tells you that it's ready. Look at that. Whoops, and it went flying everywhere. Peaks are forming here. So now I'm ready to pipe these, and I've made quite a mess on my counter. Please excuse that. So I started with dusting some cornstarch. I had run out of parchment paper. I would highly recommend that you use parchment paper because when you're baking this in the oven, the aluminum foil will tend to retain heat, and so the bottoms of the meringues were slightly brownish in color. So if you're particular about those, I would highly recommend using the parchment paper. That would work better. But since I didn't have any, I was just going with aluminum foil, 250 degrees for 1.5 hours, and then you leave the oven door slightly open for another hour or so and let it cool. So these will come out completely crisp. So as you can see, these were from another cookie sheet that I didn't even put any parchment or foil on, but they all released fairly well. So 1 can will give you more than these cookies. These are what were left over because some I was eating, some the kids were eating as they were coming out. And then you can just top them off with some whipped cream. Again, I didn't have fresh whipped cream, I just used Cool Whip. You're welcome to use whipped cream. Just whip it up with some sugar, a little bit of vanilla extract, and you're ready to go. And then garnish it with some fresh fruit. Here I used kiwis and blueberries. And believe me, you will not be able to tell the difference. These were delicious, and I saved some eggs. So enjoy my aquafaba meringue.